So I like video games, and I play them a lot. And now I lost my job. I'm losing my house. It's all I do. My wife left me, but at least I still have video games. But what do I do now? Sue!
That's right. That's right. Video gamers are now resorting to suing video game companies. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more right here, right now on Dave's Save Point, Episode 5. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, and we are here for episode 5 of Dave's Save Point. And up until now, I've been talking about all the positive things in video games and everything that makes me happy. Everything does. I'm happy. Everything is happy. I know that's not the words, but I don't want to get sued. So today, we're going to go a little bit more dour because there is a lot of bad things that happen in video game culture, and there's all kinds of things that people could talk about that aren't the most great things in the world when it comes to gamers and some of the underbelly of it. It's not as bad as it once was in some degrees, but there's another thing that's rearing its ugly head that's always been a big fight in the video game world, and that's video game addiction, which I do believe is a thing. I think you can be addicted to anything. I mean, my wife is shaking her head like a goddamn one of those birds that have the water in them, like that. It's the bird thing. Mm-hmm. Or a bobblehead. I could have just said bobblehead, but I'm terrible at everything I do, so I didn't. Video game addiction is a real thing. But anything. You can have a music addiction, a headphone addiction, a water addiction. You can be addicted to anything. Because an addiction, all it is really you not having control over the thing that you enjoy doing. And it takes control of your life. That's all addiction really is, to an unhealthy level. And you can do that with anything. You can have bacon addiction. You can have any type of addiction. Star Wars addiction. That's very true. I might have that. That's very true. You be quiet, woman. Is that my Kylo Ren shirt? Yeah. I don't have a Star Wars addiction. I repeat, I do not have a Star Wars addiction. Not at all. But anybody can be addicted to anything, and video games is one of those things that can take over your life because, let's face it, video games, there's always something to do. So when an extremely addicting video game comes out, we tend to get some of these stories like the one I'm going to talk about today. And Fallout 4, a game that I loved so much this year, had so much fun, mainly because I haven't played Witcher 3 yet, which I do plan on doing, kids. I'm going to play Witcher 3, and I'm going to give it a full review right here on Dave's Save Point. Maybe even capture some video game footage for you. That'll be fun. I know how addicting Fallout 4 is, and I know the hours that you could pour into it, but not once, and maybe this is just me, because I do believe this all goes down to the individual and making individual choices and not being a weak-ass bitch, excuse me, I'm sorry, a person who has lost control to this terrible disease. No, you're weak. You're weak if you give into it and you can't do anything else. If you can't pull yourself away from a video game for anything else in the world, especially if you have a family, which in the case that we're going to talk about, the guy does. So this guy in Russia, he played Fallout so much. How much did he play Fallout? He played Fallout so much that he lost his job, his wife, everything. He lost his entire... Now, instead of just manning the hell up and coming to grips with it and fixing his life, no, he wants to sue Bethesda. Yes, he's actually suing Bethesda. We've had things like this before, but usually they don't go very far, and I don't think this one will go very far either. It's pretty damn ridiculous. Let's get into exactly what this case is about. I want to give you some of the quotes from this guy. It's pretty ridiculous. Now, this is from Yahoo Finance, all right? Now, I'm just going to kind of read right off of it. A 28-year-old man in Siberia. Can you believe they have freaking video games in Siberia? That's crazy to me. And this is where Trotsky was exiled to. Twice. Anyway, 28-year-old man in Siberia has filed a lawsuit against Fallout 4 developer Bethesda, claiming the game was so addictive that it caused him to lose his job. According to RT News, the Krezhizek-based player downloaded the game and proceeded to play the game excessively for 3 weeks, during which he frequently stayed home from work, stopped speaking with friends and family. During this time, his wife asked him for a divorce, which led him to retreat further into the game. As a result of his prolonged emotional and psychological dependence, the man was eventually fired from his job. He also claims the game caused him to stop eating and stop sleeping. This is ridiculous on so many levels, and it actually makes me physically angry. If I didn't have BB-8 here to calm me down, I might do something rash. But it's infuriating to me. I'm a military guy. Most of you guys have been watching the channel long enough to know that I was in the military, so I do believe in discipline. I believe in self-control. I know that might sound funny coming from a big fat guy like me, but I got hurt. I was on a lot of drugs. Excuses. I got hurt and I got fat. Okay, I'm trying to lose weight. Leave me alone. But I do not like I'm fat. I don't make any qualms about it. I don't victim blame. I'm fat and I'm trying to work on that. I hate when somebody doesn't have discipline in their life and then victim blames. Plays victim and not victim blames, but plays victim and cries, "Oh, woe is me. It's everybody's fault but mine." No, it's his fault. And instead of trying to fix his job, by the way, 3 weeks of video games probably was not going to that she didn't just go like day 1 happy, day 21 fuck you commie, we're getting divorced. No, I don't think that happened. I'm fairly certain that did not happen. Why? Because there was probably problems in this marriage long before. But here's where it gets a little bit interesting. So the guy believes Bethesda Game Studios and Russia localization firm Soft Club should have put a warning label on Fallout 4 to inform him it would be a potentially addictive product. That's ridiculous. For not doing so, the man has asked for 500,000 rubles, which sounds like a lot. It's $7,000. It's $7,050 as compensation for his emotional distress. That's where it gets interesting for me. $7,000? That's all his family, his job, his life was worth to him. If he would have asked for like $3 million, I'd be like, okay, maybe it'd be ridiculous for another reason, but at least he's going for something. $7,000, this seems like a guy who lost everything and is just trying to he's like, if I don't ask for much, I'll get it because I'm not being greedy. Yes, you are. You're still being greedy. And this is a direct quote from him. He said,
if I knew the game was this, if I knew that this game could have become so addictive, I would have become a lot more wary of it, the man said in a statement. I would not have bought it, or I would have left it until I was on holiday or until the New Year's holidays.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's a video game. The whole point of video games is to suck time from your life. It's what it does. Every time, like you don't know if you're putting a video game in the goddamn console or you're starting up Steam like I do. Steam, oh, give me that sponsorship, Steam. Give me that sponsorship. Trying to get that sponsorship. Steam sponsorship. I'd love it. That'd be great. When you do that, you know what you're doing. You know every time you fire up your iPhone and you stick Angry Birds in front of your face, you know that you are sucking time away from your life. There doesn't need to be a warning label, but this kind of just goes into how society is. Nobody wants to take responsibility for anything. Everybody wants to blame everybody else. Everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody wants something for nothing. That's why some of the leaders around the world are in power right now, because they promised something for nothing. And then when the economy crashes around them, or the country falls in complete disrepair, or bankruptcy in some cases, everyone's like, well, whose fault is it? And the politician's like, it's not my fault. And you voted me in. And the voter's like, but you promised. He's like, I tried. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And it's the same thing with this. This guy ruined his life. There's no question he ruined his life. All right, he ruined his life playing this game. That's on him, though. That's not on Bethesda. And Bethesda shouldn't have to apologize, because it sets a dangerous precedent if one of these whack jobs ever actually succeed. Because think about all the things that are gone. Television, gone, it's dead. Everybody can sue TV.
Well, that 3 hours that I spend in front of the TV watching Monday Night Football, my wife gets mad at me and threw her shoe at me and it stuck me in the eye, and now I'm blind. I'm suing the NFL.
Commercial made me fat.
Commercials made me fat. Exactly. Commercials made me fat. You don't. When you kill somebody with a gun, nobody sues Remington. Nobody sues Smith & Wesson. No. The Smith & Wesson doesn't go to jail. They just provide a service that can be used for good or abused for evil, just like anything else. Yes, evil. That's I said it the way I like it. Evil. It's pretentious. Evil. I will use you for evil. Yes. It's pretty damn disgusting, though, because a little bit of personal responsibility goes a hell of a long way, and I think in the video game realm, that's more true than almost anywhere else. Because especially if you're unhappy in your life, and there's been times in my life, especially when I got hurt and I got medically retired, I would fall into video games. But I've kind of gone into a situation where I only play games really when the big ones come out, and then I play them obsessively, and then I go away. I'm done with them. My wife probably spends 8 to 9 hours on a game a day. And I'm not even exaggerating. I think that, okay, all right, 8 to 9, 6 to 7. 6 to 7. You sit here, you start up your damn phone, and you don't move. Sometimes I poke you with a stick to see if you're breathing. I'm like, yeah, you okay?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then she gets mad at me. I need some food. I'm playing a game! Actually, no, she never says that. She just huffs and puffs at me. She's a huff and puffer. See? There you go. You heard it. You heard it. I didn't make it up. But it's just everybody has these type of addictions, especially when it comes to video games. We're a video game family. My daughter's playing video games right now. My wife's actually folding clothes. It's good. It needs to be folded. Yeah, but she's singing Tetris in her head because she's sick. We're all sick. But you control your sickness and you don't let it come out of hand. That is how you do it. All right. So aside from all these whiny, bitchy baby gamers that want to go ahead and try to sue the video game companies, which is absolutely ridiculous, let's go to something a little bit more fun. How about my top 5 video games of the year, which did I do? I don't know if I already did. But we're going to do it. I'm going to give you my top 5 video games of the year right now. Let's start with number 5 because that's where usually one would start. Number 5, Rocket League, man. Rocket League. If you haven't played this game, you want to talk about an addicting fun game. It's pure fun. It's imaginative. It's creative. It's something that's not the norm. It's basically soccer with a whole bunch of variety of different vehicles, and it's a really cool little game. It's definitely worth the time of playing. It's something that you should check out if you just like those games that there's no story, there's no quests. It's just video game fun. And my wife just took off clothes, and now I'm distracted. So, Rocket League. That's number 5 for me. Number 4 is I think it'll be a little iffy for some people, but for me, I thought it was just a really, really cool game. And you want to talk about creativity and everything. Super Mario Maker. I mean, people were talking about this game so much. It's still one of the most streamed games on Twitch, which I can't believe that people want to watch Super Mario Maker, but they do. And it's pretty cool. I like the fact that you can just basically do whatever you want and make the Mario levels that you always dreamed of. Now, modders have been doing this for years, but having the accessibility in Super Mario Maker and kind of Nintendo's foresight to embrace the modding community and their most cherished franchise and saying, here, go crazy, share, play, and have fun. I thought it was a really smart move, and Super Mario Maker is an absolute success. Just an absolute fun game. I think it worked for a lot of different reasons. Number 3. Now, I want to give a couple honorable mentions because I do think some games need to get a little bit of love. Splatoon for the Wii U was actually a really good game, but it's not cracking my top 5. Rise of the Tomb Raider, fantastic game. Really, really fun. Just Cause 3, another one. But there's only 5 spots here, so number 3, I'm going with Forza Motorsport 6, mainly because my upstairs landlord slash neighbor slash friend, Sasha, will kill me if I don't. It's basically the greatest racing game ever created. It's just fantastic. It kills everything. Just when everything was starting to kind of nip at its heels, you know, the Need for Speeds of the world, the everything that was nipping at its heels, Forza Motorsport 6 went ahead and just put the kibosh on everything, said, nope, we're still the big dog, and it's just fantastically well done. It's if you haven't tried it, it's definitely worth playing if you're a racing fan in the least, and it's just badass. It's badass. It's a great game. It looks wonderful. It plays wonderful. And for racing games, I'm not a huge racing game fan, but what I like about it is the fact that there's just not a huge learning curve. I remember when I was playing Forza Horizon, you know, and I felt that's kind of what got me hooked into the whole franchise, to be completely honest. The genre is the fact that it wasn't too hard to really get into the game and start making some serious headway. Number two is, I'm going to go with a game that I have not played, but I've watched extensively online, and that's Witcher 3. I'm only putting it number 2 because I have not actually physically put my hands on the game yet, which I plan on doing very soon. It's on sale on Steam for $30, so I'm really considering doing it. I'm just trying to figure out a way to, you know, oh, that was easy. I didn't even have to finagle my wife. She said, go ahead. You heard it, folks. She told me to do it. I want to play it. It's supposed to be awesome. And the only reason why, like I said, it's probably Game of the Year. It probably is. There's no question. It probably should be. But this isn't Game of the Year for me. It's my 5 favorite games of the year. And from what I've seen from Witcher 3, just from gameplay that I've watched other people do, is enough to tell me that it deserves to be this high, if not higher, on my own list. But it doesn't knock off number 1. For me, it's the game that I've talked about more than anything else. It's Fallout 4. Because not only is Fallout 4 my favorite game that I've played this year, it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's really, really solid and good. And I have a feeling The Witcher 3 is going to knock that off that pedestal, but it hasn't yet because I haven't played it. So please understand my reasoning and rationale for doing this. It's not because I think that Fallout is just a superior game. It's just a game that I've played. I've put 130 some odd hours into Fallout 4, and it's fantastic. The immersion in this game has been incredible. I'm waiting for downloadable content. Come on, I need more. Tap the vein. Come on, Bethesda. I'm going to sue you, Bethesda, because you're not giving me enough. I need more. Tap the vein, Bethesda. See, isn't it here? I don't even know. Tap that vein. I need some help. Give me some love, Bethesda. All right, well, that's it. That's it. Those are the 2 things I wanted to talk about today. I didn't really have much else. This is the last Dave Save Point of the year. We're about to hit 2016, and I think we're going to kick off the year on next week's episode with the games I'm most excited about for 2016. Oh, and we'll talk about that and a whole lot more next time on Dave Save Point. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please like, subscribe, and share, man. Check out the entire channel if you like sports, interviews, wrestling. I mean, we do it all here on this channel. So go ahead and check everything out and tell me what you think. Let the fat guy know what you think of the channel. Love to hear from you guys. So thank you very much for joining me right here on Dave's Save Point. We'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Peace. Happy New Year.